I was just saying how good things were. things are good.
No, I'm not a good fighter. I got my shit kicked in.
What's some fight stories?
Oh yeah, you told us a fight story. Didn't you?
Yeah, have I told you that? I've told you
What
that.
was it? What happened?
I got beat up by a lobsterman
Yes.
up in Maine.
Yeah. He was wearing his
Real
bean,
bad.
dude. The lobstermen do not take kind to the LL beanies.
No, I mean, I bet he was wearing bean too. He was wearing Timberland boots and kicked me in the face.
What?
I'm tall. I'm 6'3". I mean,
How big was this lobsterman?
huge. He was beefy and he was flexible
What the fuck was his problem with you? And how'd you know he's flexible?
because he kicked me in the face.
Oh, yeah, okay.
How do you get your
Standing?
leg? And he was wearing Carhartt pants.
Wait, standing.
Yeah. Jaw.
Through Carhartt pants, kicked you in the fucking face?
Yeah. Middle of winter. December
Oh
23rd.
my God.
December 23rd, and it was snowing.
So you challenged the lobsterman.
No,
and he
this
sent
is
you
what
to
happened.
hell.
So we
he sent you to the depths.
Did he put
of
his
hell.
claws on you
we
too? Or just the feet?
we were. It was December 23rd, 2 nights before Christmas. I was sophomore in college. Out with all my high school
Sophomore
friends.
year is not a good year for you, bro.
No,
That's a fucking...
but this was college now, so I was
Gotcha.
20, and we went to the bars in Portland. They close at 1. So it's super early, which makes everyone sprint through their drinking.
Especially if it pisses lobstermen off. I've talked to a lot of lobstermen about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We're always like, dude, the bar's closed so fucking early.
Yeah.
bro.
Well, because they wake up so early. They like
I
it
know.
because they wake up early.
The bars be closed. I'm trying to get my LL bean wet. Trying to get a little wet.
So you come out of the bar, it's 1 o'clock.
No, we go to the pizza place to get Bill's Pizza, and it's where everyone
That's
would
where
go.
the lobsterman is.
We file into a booth.
Bill's Pizza. After a long night of drinking.
We got a couple bucks from the hall. It won't last long.
I'm starting to think you guys don't want to hear this.
I want to hear the
No, we
story.
wanna hear it.
We're in the
So you're in
booth.
there.
We
The
order the
lobsterman
pizza.
comes in.
What toppings? What
Hold
toppings
on.
you got?
I don't even know.
Lobster. The lobsterman.
Lobster pizza, one please.
The lobsterman comes into the bar. You're chatting with a girl about books you've read, and he goes, "You think you know everything because you read these books at Harvard?" And then you're out at Bill's Pizza, and he slams the fucking thing against the window and goes, "You know that girl? I got a fucking number. How do you like them lobsters?" All right, you're at Bill's Pizza.
Oh man, that went better than I expected it to. I won't lie.
You're at Bill's Pizza.
There, and I'm with my friends, and then a bunch of kids that we used to, our big rivals from lacrosse, are at the next booth over. But it was like we hated playing against them, but they were fine guys.
Yeah.
And so I got up and went and said hi to them, and I was catching up with them, but I wasn't like friends with these guys. And then these 2 girls came in, and they were fighting each other. These girls, but it was like not cool fight. It was like angry women, like hair pulling kind of.
Yikes.
Yeah.
They were in the thick of it.
Disgusting.
And one of the guys at this group of guys I was talking to yelled like, look at these whores. I don't even know what he said.
Gotcha.
But what I don't know if he said whatever. He said something like, look at
fuck
these
outta here,
idiots
dumb
or something.
bitches.
And then one of their boyfriends came over and was like, to his credit, I still remember this. He was like, "We're trying to get them to calm down. Please don't make it worse." He was like nice.
Yeah.
And then one of the other ones said something like, "Keep your dogs on a leash."
Relax, bros.
And they were just like, they were all shit-faced. And I, by the way, I was not inciting this, but the guy, he's standing over us. We're all in this booth, and he cracked the guy who said that in the nose, and his nose exploded all over the pizza, which had not been eaten.
He
yet.
ruined the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you said, "I'm not going to stand for this."
I remember being like, I'd never seen that really happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it happened so fast that I was just like, what? And they immediately got out of the booth, and then his buddies were like, all right, it's going.
Yeah.
And then the group of guys was like, they were pushing, and I'm like, am I part of this? Like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Because I was in the booth with them, but they weren't the guys that I was there with, and they weren't my friends.
Yeah.
But I was like, that was pretty. I remember thinking like that was really unjust, and I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to do something here,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what. And I was like, all right, this is getting bad. So I went outside thinking like I don't, whatever.
That's when you met.
But the guy
Your
who
fucking
threw the first
maker.
punch was already out there waiting. And I come out. It was a swinging door that had a bell over it. I still can hear the bell, like I'm signaling, like ding ding. Here we go.
On.
And I walked out, and he was squaring off.
Fuck.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm supposed to fight this guy.
Oh man.
And so I got into what I thought was like a fighting stance, but we were kind of like we were like 6 or 7 feet apart. And then I think in the process of me closing the distance to him, I just put my hands down, and he kicked me in the face.
Oh.
And then
Fuck.
he got on my back because I was on my hands and knees, and he stepped over my back like he was saddling me. And then he grabbed the back of my coat collar, hoisted me to a good height for him, and started just teeing off like he was hitting a piñata, my face. And he's swinging around my face because he's behind me.
Oh god.
He's like riding me.
That kind of helped. I feel like though.
No, not really. I mean, I couldn't put my hands up to. I'm on my hands and knees.
I thought you said he hoisted you off the ground, like.
No. I'm on my hands and knees, and his legs are over my back, like he's straddling me, and he's grabbed my collar, and he's just hitting me as I face the other direction on my knees.
That's bad.
And he got me like probably 7 or 8 times.
Jesus.
And then finally he stopped because I think he realized he was going to kill me. And then he helped me up, and I looked around very like woozy.
He said, "Who are you guys?" And he goes, "We're lobstermen. We're the lobstermen."
How did I find out that he was a lobsterman?
Yeah.
So there I'll get there.
All right.
But I'm almost done, I promise.
That's a great story.
I looked around. Every guy from our group, there's this group of guys that I should not have been fighting for or with, had fought a different guy from his team, and everyone had like tied. They were all lying on the ground groaning. There was no clear winners except that my guy was totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at this point, I remember like now the cops were coming. And so they started getting into a cab, and I walked over to their cab and I went, "Are you guys okay?" And the big guy who'd beaten me up was like, "Yeah, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've always wondered if I could take a punch." And I'm honestly like happy to know that I can.
Yeah.
And then we like dapped each other up, which, I probably shouldn't have done.
No.
Because I was not in good shape. I had broken my orbital bone. I had hairline fractures in my gums. My nose was broken. I ended up having a huge surgery on my nose because all the bones healed over my left nostril, and I couldn't breathe out of that. Let alone
that's good. When the adrenaline's flowing, you have to be.
You gotta go. Hey man,
I was
fair fight.
Yeah,
you're the better man.
Totally. I thought that was cool though. Like I was like, man, that's good sport. Combat. And
no, you should have said, "Do you know who the fuck I am? Do you know who my father is? I will make your world a living hell for what you've done to me." And you should actually find out what his name was.
Well, I know who he was, which is how I know he was a lobsterman.
Okay, make an effort to destroy his fucking existence.
Yeah, say it right now.
No, don't do
that.
I'm
not going to say his name, but the reason I know is because I
don't want this guy coming after us.
Oh,
I wrote a blog about this at Barstool, and then the guy read it and messaged me.
What did he say?
He was like, "That was me. I remember that very well that night." Like
this guy fucking owns you.
I've been. But he was like, "I've been following your work at Barstool. I didn't know you were that guy. I think you're funny. Like yada yada." And then I was like, we went back and forth. I was like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I work on a boat."
You should say, "Have you been training?" Because I have.
Round 2.
I'd like to see you someday.
Oh God,
let's meet at Bill's
dude.
Pizza.
He was huge, man. He was like man tough.
I mean, he was man tough, and he threw a fucking kick to your face. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to know more about this guy.
What type of kick was it? Do you remember?
All I remember is
side?
that all of a sudden I was on the ground, and then I had tread on my chin. That's how I knew it was a kick. That's how I knew what had happened.
Oh man.
So, that's the story. But I had to go get. We all went back to my buddy's place because we were going to sleep there because we were.
God damn.
And we did what dudes do, which is that we recapped the fight.
Of course.
But now I was back with the guys I had originally gone out with, who had just been watching this whole thing happen.
Oh, no.
Not involved. They were like yelling, the police are on it. They were like,
Yeah.
And they all started to try to insert themselves into the story.
Yeah.
Being like, when one of them, I jumped in and I was like, none of you were anywhere to be found.
Where were you when my orbital was being smashed?
That was your team. You should have switched to the rival team. At least they had some fucking.
I know.
Some heart.
Well, they were because they were standing up for the guy who'd gotten punched in the nose. Whose nose was
They were the
destroyed.
aggressors. They were the verbal aggressors.
Agreed.
They were the verbal aggressors.
The lobsterman obviously is the man.
Yeah.
And he wins in this whole thing. I feel like
blows that you had to be the victim.
Yeah, but
it was going to be somebody.
Yeah. The next day it was December. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I drove home at 7 a.m. and walked into our home as my mom was like baking Christmas cookies, and my face looked like beef tartare.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, "Lobster man got my face, Ma."
He said, "Ma,
Ma."
She probably dropped her plate. Was it a lobsterman? Francis, was it a lobsterman?
I had to go get
It sounded like it had an LLB nice pack.
frozen lobster tails.
Damn.
I had to go to get emergency dental work done on a Christmas Eve because the regular dentist wasn't open, so I had to go get emergency dental work done to set my teeth and all that.
Damn, you were mangled.
It was bad.
Dude, you said you took like 6-7 punches like that?
It might have been more. I have fucking no idea.
Even still, that's like...
untouched. The guy was untouched. It's just ace after.
Here's you had men's health.
Men's health.
That's a PA. That's a PA.
I didn't want to do it.
PA.
That's a PA.
Because I had the Victoria's Secret too, bro.
Nah, Mom's
I had one night in Paris bonus features. Had that.
Sick.
I had the magazines, thanks to Matt. I got caught with that. But at the same time, dude, I'm a grown boy.
True.
I admire the male physique in a non-homosexual manner. And I want to know how to build myself like those guys. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
It was just a personal attack, dude.
It was just a PA. It was a shot. It was a bad shot, dude. And it paid off. You got a great body. Maybe if I had some men's health laying around, I wouldn't be, where I'm at.
You should have next day sent Revelations.
On our last Patreon, Spade said poetry's not gay.
Yeah.
No, you were saying...
You just
like,
PA me through a PA?
You were like, was she fat? And I said, that was a PA. You're just asking him.
Well, he said she was pregnant.
No fat bros, bro.
No fat broads?
Yeah.
Ever?
No.
That's right. Never, ever.
Never ever.
It's kind of gay. If you don't have sex with a girl who's fat, it's kind of gay.
Yeah, it is slightly gay.
Who's to say what fat is?
She does all this.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
If she was not, it really is Beauty and the Beast. If she was not here, it would be a very bad couch and that TV, that exact TV, and the Xbox.
True.
What was the choice with having this wire exposed, but then the rest?
Oh, you're gonna blow his mind. You're pissing him off.
That wire. So we got that fucking done, and then I bought the Xbox later.
Okay.
And then I just plugged it in because I don't. She tries to unplug it sometimes to make it look nice.
It's not even too. Right?
Who are you? What's that?
It's not even. That's like off like a degree and a half.
Oh my god!
I couldn't care
He's
less.
gonna be thinking about that the rest of the episode.
Who, him?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Throw a level on there. I guarantee you.
I hired a guy for like $40 to come fucking hang that off the internet.
On TaskRabbit?
Yeah. Set him on the sidewalk and he exploded.
So you hit the steps, you puke.
After I puke, I hit the steps. I was on the steps because I was waiting for the bathroom to open up and waiting for nobody to be there so I can go puke. But then I was discovered.
Good friend Kyla Fox discovers you.
Yeah, a lady found him.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, what are you doing in here? Oh my god, are you suffering from a fat attack on the steps? No, it was Chipotle. That's a fat attack, dude. Don't try to blame fucking pre-existing conditions on this.
That's true. That's like a COVID test.
Yeah, it's
you
a
have
COVID
pneumonia
test.
And you have a little bit of COVID.
Working on the scaffolding itself. So like even in the
Also
world of
very
racism,
true.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Wow, who
You're
cares?
just trying to racist.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He
You're
might have
just
thought
really
that was
reaching at straws there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you're not going to see another lady like that until You go around the
10
corner
more
on the,
steps.
on the next block.
Yeah.
Go into the next Dunkin' Donuts and wait until somebody orders a blue coffee, and then you'll see that same lady.
It must have sucked if he thought like that was the one though. To be like, dude, this is gonna crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wake up and
This
you're
is
like,
fire. This video is fire.
That tweet. Wait, so did he tweet the video? Or just I don't remember.
Didn't he get his whole career doing that? Someone's gonna electric shock OJ like video. Wasn't that like what put him on the map?
What
I
was
thought it was getting mentally retarded men boners, like getting porn stars to grind on mentally retarded men.
I thought it was. I mean, maybe that
I mean,
too.
that's a good bit.
It is a good bit. Yeah, the
True.
man is an institution.
Yeah.
we can't argue that.
It is funny.
Yeah,
in
it
a
is
meta
very
way.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
canceled for just trying to record a black lady is really
Yeah, it's
funny.
fucked up. So that was like Howard Stern had a big sexual component. I want to start adding like a lot more.
We should get a
sexuality.
Sibian in here.
The fact that we're not like hard and there's naked chicks all the time, kind of fucked up on our part. Couldn't go wrong being like it's great.
Yeah.
Women have a massive insecurity about like what's up with it. How is
Yeah.
it? Is it good?
Same.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You know.
I always try to tell my wife. I said, "Babe, you got nothing to worry about. Let me get in with that. Let me
Yeah,
gobble
let me
that thing.
come on.
Let me gobble that fucking
I'm trying to
thing
get
up."
in here and snack a
It's
little.
like, yeah, I've been sweating. I'm like, bruh,
Give me the sweat.
bruh.
Let me eat it. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's like
We're gonna
Doesn't
do
make
that
us
whole.
gay
We're
as
gonna do
shit.
that for the Adam Friedland show.
yeah. We're gonna
Well,
get.
we're gonna bring back naked
We're gonna bring
chicks.
on public intellectuals and then get them to do.
Get them hard.
We got Eleanor Clift on, and we're gonna guess what her pussy smells like.
Car Dog, did you find the post?
What was it?
It says the cunt animal kept walking into my arm.
The cunt animal.
I had up as a block saying, "Don't touch me." When she would hit me, I hope a homeboy beats her to death.
Oh my god.
dude.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
That's such a funny wish to the universe.
Well, it's.
I hope she's
She's a
beaten to death
shooting
by
star.
someone of her own race.
Yeah.
Andy was on it, so I came with him, and then they had this drink in the back that was like wine, and I don't know. It was I drank
Jungle
a bunch.
juice?
I drank a bunch. I think it was
Sangria,
jungle
bro?
juice. I think it was jungle juice. I drank a bunch.
Sangria brings me back to Madrid. I'm going back to Madrid, dude. I'm getting some sangria. Little fall, you get to walk through the streets and the marketplaces. They just ladle you some fucking
You gotta go, dude.
sangria.
You gotta go back.
I said, dámele.
Should go back like a full like old school country, like a little.
I'm going full
Paris
I'm going
schoolboy.
back MAGA, dude. I'm going full MAGA.
Probably
bro.
get respect over there.
The fascistas?
Fascistas, dude.
The fascistas will be like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
dude, get this guy in here.
So Lemaire, so you go in there, you shoulder to the punch bowl,
Yeah.
You came
elbow
in
your way to the punch bowl.
shit-faced.
I came in drunk and I started power drinking, and then the show was over, and I was like, I gotta go on the stairs. I'm sweating, and I threw up, and then I went to sit down, and then Kyle
Threw up?
a friend of
Ew,
the
you
show-
threw up punch?
I threw up. It was like a lot. It was like
Yeah, but you threw up there was food in there.
yeah, there was food in there. too.
Jesus Christ.
What were you grubbing on beforehand?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. What were you grubbing on?
it
You
was
know.
probably Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle and
Chipotle scotch and jungle juice in a fucking hot stairwell. That's like a pressure cooker, dude. That's like a
dude.
They put that's like what those
That's a
kids.
bomb.
That's Boston Marathon. They just put Chipotle and scotch in a Lemaire.
No, I can say that. I knew Patrice, so I could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Imagine Patrice doing that for him, like as in like an Angels in the outfield situation. Just Danny Glover
Coming down.
It's on you now, homeboy. You're gonna have to save Ant. You're gonna have to save Ant by beating this bitch.
Just an angel pushing a black dude faster.
You gotta beat this black lady to death so Ant can stay on the radio. So he doesn't try to do his own shit back in Long Island to domestically abuse a 12-year-old girl on camera.
Yo.
Really?
It's up to you.
The Adam Friedland Show, the cast coming in hot, dude.
Yeah.
It is funny though.
I'm the
when, like,
producer. I'm the
You are the producer.
I'm not
now.
on the cast.
That is the
He's
hat
the
and glasses you
executive
got going.
producer.
I'm
dude.
just the executive producer
Kind of
of
the
the show.
Suge Knight of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna dangle people over balconies.
I got to figure out like how far we want to take it behind the scenes, and then let Adam kind of box himself in.
Speaking of the epidemic of fatness, Lemaire suffered a fat attack, dude, in public.
Oh, you bringing up Lemaire's fat attack? Lemaire
said it wasn't a fat attack.
It is 100% a fat attack.
I'll give you the version.
Before we go any further, I will say this. High school football.
Yeah.
Every single year a kid suffered from a fat attack. And it's the funniest thing in the world. No, you remember this when the pussy kids on the team would be like, I'm having heat stroke. And they'd have to sit in the gator. They'd have to sit in the gator under the shade. Fat attacks on the football field.
Fat attacks are real.
And then occasionally dudes would die from fat attacks. Like every year across the country, a bunch of dudes died from fat attacks in practice. But every year, kids, one of them listens to this. One of my friends had a fat attack, and I know he listens to this. They taped ice across his chest, and he had to sit in the gator with his shirt off.
Yeah, you need they're like EpiPens or
Nugs,
like
dude. What up, Nugs?
Instead of the defibrillator, you need like a fan for a fat attack. You're just like, hold on,
fat attacks are brutal.
Blow some air, turn it up. No, we need high. Turn it up to high, doctor.
Dude, on the drive back from Pittsburgh this past week, we listened to Make America Great Again.
Yeah,
the whole way, dude.
Amazing.
The whole way through. It's fucking crazy, dude. And Ian was in the backseat. He was the one asking for it. Finance was like, let's listen to it. Blah. By the way, dude, you guys ever do a weekend with him?
No.
Oh boy, that's tough.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Come on, guys. Shut the fuck up, dude.
He loves living in the moment.
He's such a little cocksucker because he'll get me.
He is. He's like if the live, laugh, love signs had like alcohol spilled on them in some sort of radioactive lab, and then a person came out of that.
He gets me too. I'll be at the cellar and I'll be like, hey, like, you got any? Like, I'll be like, yeah, come on the road with me, dude. It'll be fun. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Second he gets in the car, he's farting.
Yeah.
He's like, what? You're not. He just becomes a fucking monster.
Last time I saw him, he's like, hear me out. You give Cumtown to me and Mike Racine. I do it in my apartment. You and Adam keep a percentage of the money, and we make it a new thing that's amazing.
B and Ian.
I mean, just yeah.
And I was like,
how about you guys give us your thing?
How about hear me out? Give me your podcast.
Hello, sharks.
Yeah. Cosmically, and you were just there. Know. You were there on time.
I think I kind of was right though. Now that the SEC isn't the only conference that can pay players.
Yeah. That was the other thing too. It's well known, right? That like a lot of people were.
It's not. So that's the thing. I think a lot of the coaches can distance themselves from it. Be like, we didn't pay players. I don't know how all these guys got Dodge Chargers, but I didn't fucking do it.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how everyone on the team has chains and cars.
I know. But it's also like, you can't, like when I hear about like Deflategate and all that stuff, I'm always like, good. Like as a good coach, you should
that's what
be
I was. Dude, I wish
like,
Notre Dame was fucking cheating.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome.
Hopefully they are.
Notre Dame vacated wins because a couple players cheated on like a summer class. Meanwhile, the SEC was like, we'll give Cam Newton $500 million if he comes to this school.
Yeah, true. I don't know, man. I think they did something to that guy. That guy got like MK Ultra, bro.
He hates Notre Dame, dude. Fuck him.
What's his problem?
I don't know. He dresses like a cat.
I think that
dude literally looks like a cartoon cat.
Refuge. You St. Francis of Assisi in someone else's bed.
Yeah.
Till your feet.
You rested up. They laid you to rest in someone's bed.
He was in a fevered state. In his fevered state.
Oh, dude, just putting a fucking like sweaty dude you didn't invite to a party in your bed. I fucking hate you for this.
Sneakers on?
I didn't lay in the bed. I laid on this.
I can't believe you assumed he was wearing sneakers, but go ahead.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah, they were. Side of the bed, though. I didn't put my feet on the bed.
Were you wearing your tennis shoes? Your finest tennis shoes? You didn't put your feet on the bed. No, you remember that. You don't remember anything else.
No, I remember Kyla.
You remember the thing where you were polite. That's what you remember?
I remember Kyla guiding me to the bed, and then she left.
Did you think you were getting some?
No.
You're like, damn, girl, you gonna take You move quick. She found you in the stairwell. I was like, come on, get to the bedroom now.
Quick, you have 24 hours. So how did you recover? What happened?
I laid down for like 10 minutes, and I went upstairs on the couch, talked about basketball, and then I drove home.
Fat attack. If you recovered in 10 minutes.
Back to Africa to make a. I said we would do that as an apology to Native Americans. And if you listen to what I actually said for once.
The context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. I'll clean it up. Don't worry. I'm really good at that kind of stuff. Getting out of controversies, they call me the Jew weasel of saying the N-word.
Yeah.
That's my nickname in
You're the
Hollywood.
Papa John's.
Yeah, they call me the Jew
Teflon
weasel
Don.
of N-word saying.
Yeah. No, we're hiring a big staff, big writer staff.
Trans.
Yeah.
No,
We got
no
Simon
white man.
Pegg in the room.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg's in the writer's room also.
We got Dan Licata. We got the Sweater Brothers.
We got the Sweater Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sponsors are lining up.
We
We've
haven't
been
really
talking
put that
about
on.
it. Do you know these fellas, the Sweater Brothers? They're like
We're
we
gonna
got
do
them
a
in the
little-
room.
We're gonna do a riff from from the podcast from 2 weeks ago that neither of us actually remember.
I don't remember
Adam
what the
hit
riff
it.
was.
Go.
Listen, guys, they're monsters. What was the joke? Oh, that
Right,
they
yeah,
raped.
what
Dude,
was it?
don't fucking ask for help. You're the star now.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
True.
Was
You get awfully-
Nick knocked me off course. I was ready to fire.
It's funny, that red light comes on.
look,
Adam,
I'm sorry,
Adam gets
dude.
real bashful and shy.
Listen,
You
we're
got to see
gonna-
this
listen.
monster when the light's off. dude.
Listen, we have to get ready for on camera. I mean, like
True,
this is
yeah.
a new thing for us.
I'm
You guys
uncomfortable,
have-
but I'm uncomfortable off camera also.
Yeah,
You know,
You
That's why I'm
play it
gonna
up
be-
a little. You're real shy, bashful, heartthrob on camera.
I know.
Off
That's-
camera,
that's
you're a
my
real
vibe.
fucking dick.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking piece of shit.
You're like,
I'm a
where's
real
my
piece of
coffee?
shit.
You fucking boop.
Yeah, you
You're
can't.
just sitting in here eating
My girlfriend
watermelon.
in the
I
kitchen.
should've
She's
said
like,
that to your
"Where's the
girlfriend."
fucking coffee?
I
Yeah.
thought that
True.
in a
It
nice
stinks like
American
shit in
home.
this
Smells like
apartment.
shit.
Where's
What
the
did
coffee?
you do in
It
here?
smells like shit in here.
Would
and you
you-
fucked up the watermelon.
Yeah.
You cut it wrong.
God-fearing, reluctant hero that doesn't really want to be there. That's a
Yeah.
great man. Like they went out of their way for him to be like boys with the black chef. It's a white captain on a submarine hunting vessel in the North Atlantic, and the black chef would come up and they'd pray together. And it's like, dude, get out. Like now he's not even allowed to be racist, this guy. This World War II murderous captain. Still they have to show him, be like, look how great he was. It's weird, dude. I don't know.
Tom
You
Hanks
reach that point in a lot of movies where you get to the point where the main character like encounters like a woman or a person of color, and they're like, by the way, my character feels better about you than everyone else in the time.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And that's the point of the movie.
And then
so.
Well, Tom Hanks has like been canonized into that. He just portrays like elite liberal values, and he gets cred for that in real life, which is weird. It's like how like Jean-Claude Van Damme is like a badass, or like even Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro is the number
classic
one.
example.
Yeah.
Dude, him and Al Pacino were doing like Broadway musicals. Yeah, they're like, no, that guy's like a mob boss. It's like, no, he's not. He's a fucking actor. He's a pussy.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that guy's tough. You don't want a problem with him.
Total pussy.
It's like you would wail on that dude.
Dude, Al Pacino was doing one of those like GQ like epic interviews where like sit like all in white in a weird thing, and Al Pacino's like, yeah, remember that, Rob? We used to do those little musicals, and he's like, and he like you could tell he was trying to change the
I
subject.
remember those.
He's like, yeah, I might have popped a couple of those few things.
A couple of them there went down there, had a few pops. I'm just doing Tommy.
But yeah, that's weird how actors get like movie credit. Like that carries them, that follows them in real life.
Yeah, and he's. I didn't know.
He might be older.
Well, I didn't know too because I saw him on the screen. I didn't know who he was, and I was like, "Damn, dude, you should start wearing a hat. Like you look
73, yeah.
I'm like, you could really step into that look,
That hat?
into his couture, the whole thing.
Next time I do game day, I'm dressing exactly like him. I'm wearing the hat.
And then just be like, what?
What, dude? These hats are cool.
What?
You're right.
This is how I dress. It's how guys who like sports dress. I didn't realize that was like a legendary coach.
He's the greatest coach of all time.
So from him, it must be like, you go on those shows. It's like, all right, time to get fucking high-fived, attaboy.
Just
and you just
fucking dickhead shows up.
I mean, we do roast the ones we love, though, dude.
We do only. We only roast the ones we love.
It's so funny, though, to be a 70-year-old man just in like the twilight of your years, your legacy, and then just be like, dude, your hat's gay.
Your hat's gay and you cheated.
You were just an agent of karma. There had to been something. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but I'm saying there's got to be just like, there was some kind of equation that needed to be balanced.
Comes up and keeps trying to make him eat. He's like, you gotta eat, Captain. You gotta eat. And for some reason, he just never eats.
Well, he hates Nazis.
But one of the bullets does come through and blow up his bacon, egg, and cheese.
What happened? happens?
He keeps trying to make him breakfast sandwiches, and at one point a Nazi bullet comes in and hits his breakfast sandwich. It made me laugh so hard, just a Nazi like, like shooting it. Just Nazis, underwater Nazis.
In the scope, they're like, "What is it?" It's like some sort of pork with cheese and egg on a delicious roll.
Cleveland is delivering it. We will get him, boys. Don't worry. They weren't even after the cargo ships. They were just trying to get Cleveland.
Write that down.
They literally killed 3 dudes on the entire ship. One of them was Cleveland. I wonder if they were like, mission accomplished. We did it, boys. Time to head home. The Fuhrer will be so proud.
Were they down there looking for Jews down
there?
They
were down at the bottom. They were under the sea.
You said that. They were like,
looking for Sebastian.
Not here.
They were looking for Sebastian the crabs, the Jew crabs. Like, is there any here?
They're down there looking for Jewlantis, dude. You know it's down here.
It's too wet. It's wet down here. I can't do a Jew. Can't do a Jewish accent.
Like cutting her off from getting back in the cart and being like, I love you.
There's I go to, there's a golf course near me that I go to that they serve fucking like fantastic taco. The food is awesome. So we'll bring the kids there and let them run around after like the driving range shuts down. They just run around on that grass. We just crush tacos, but I didn't know that was a thing because I saw a lady driving a golf cart.
Yeah,
and just out of like literally innocent.
It's the hottest outfit possible.
Yeah,
it's
I was just kind of
tennis skirt and polo.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, is this a thing? I thought it was just like a one-off.
And she comes to give you drinks and snacks.
Really?
While you're already hammered on the golf course, and you go.
See, I didn't know that.
And while your wife is saying, "Where are you? You've been gone too long."
Yeah.
You go, "Bitch, I'm on the 3rd fucking hole."
That game seems designed to just like absolutely crush wives. It's so long.
Yeah.
It's so long, and it's just the bros, and they split it up.
Yeah.
They go, hey, no. There's girls golf, there's guys golf. Something I'd love to get into, but I just don't have the time.
I went to the driving range a couple of times.
Driving range is sick.
With Gerby's. He loves it. It's all Gerby's talks about.
Could I walk the grounds with a walking stick and not play?
Yeah, you could just walk on.
That's what I'm saying. I would
People might come up and be like, "Who are you?"
like I'm
hiking.
Like
I'm trying to find the car girl. My daughter was. I'm from Pennsylvania. My daughter went missing. I think she's a car girl. She fell in with the wrong crowd. The club pro here took her under his wing.
She fell in with some caddies.
She fell in with some tough caddies.
It's like getting in. I 1,000 times, bro.
1,000 times on money.
1,000x, no fucking brainer.
Think about that.
Guys, download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the Prize Picks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Here we go.
I can't believe you guys got a new camera.
Hey, man. Dude, it's sat. I bought that months ago.
Is it like nice?
It's pretty nice, yeah.
There's going to be a clear picture now for the boys.
Crystal clear, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I got nervous too. Remember the old one used to like zoom out of nowhere?
Yeah. Zoomed in on my face for a full episode.
Yeah, I was worried. I was like, that thing's a ticking time bomb.
That's a nightmare to have it slowly zoom on your face for a full episode.
Dude, that was the best.
Blows, dude.
That was the best. It was funny too, Gardini just seeing it being like, I think it actually zoomed in on just your head for an hour. That's a good podcast angle, though. 2 camera setup, just maximal.
Max face.
Total Gordon. Just dueling Gordons.
Especially if we got in an argument. just our face. Just like, actually, fuck you.
You see the other person's face the whole time, like.
Yeah, that's what, when they zoom in on my face, I was like, fuck, they're definitely going to catch me being a little bitch. Like, you say something to me being like, oh, yeah, right.
As if. I mean, yeah, I maybe I just dissociated. It makes total sense.
That's why I spazzed and talked shit on Saban, like because he was like, "What do you think about the game?" And I was like, "I don't know, fucking Nick Saban cheated." It was just a full spaz.
It was so good though.
I mean, I'd like to explain that because that was so. After I said that, we had to go into the stadium to sit at the desk. Which is where he wasn't with us when I said it the first time.
Yeah.
So then I got in there, and right before we go on, he looks at me and he's like, "I heard what you said." And I was like, "Holy shit." And then Herb Street and McAfee were like, "He's just breaking your balls, dude. He loves messing with guys. Like, he's literally just fucking with you." And I was like, "Oh, all right. I'll fuck with him back. We can fuck around." So then I would have never done that if I thought he was serious.
Yeah.
But they told me he was fucking around, so I started fucking with him. And then as soon as we get done, I tell Herb Street and McAfee, I'm like, bro, he was definitely serious. And they were like, no way he was serious. Go talk to him. So I went up to him after and he was like, you think the SEC dominated because we cheated? That's bullshit. And he spazzed on me.
Weren't you helping him
But
down?
then, so he was still on the stage and I was on the field. So after he yelled at me, I had to help him down. And he like looked around to see if anybody else could help him, but I had to help him down.
I'm not gonna say it, but it's hot up here. It's not built for the thicks.
Yeah.
The fats.
You were
dude.
discovered on the steps of this place. Am I correct? Sitting, not laying.
Didn't make it to the roof.
No, I think he made it. He went back in.
You could make like a video game out of it, like an Oregon Trail. Just Lemaire trying to get to a rooftop.
It was hot.
You have to stop and hunt for chips. You have to dump, dude.
Dude, it gets even better. So the story I heard that I guess you went out there like, oh, it's too crowded, hit the steps, and then you were discovered by a friend of the podcast sitting there.
Friend of the podcast found you.
She was like
collapsed in a hallway.
Concerned, and was like, "Dude, are you okay?" And you were like, "I don't feel well." So then you went and laid.
They gotta treat it. They gotta throw buckets of water on him. They gotta treat him like a whale being transported to a different tank. They gotta throw water on him.
Lemaire was then transported to the owner's bed, and laid in the owner's bed. Fans on. Did you have a cold towel? I believe there's a cold compress applied.
No, I don't know.
Ice, maybe?
You don't know? You blacked out?
There was ice. You fatted out. There was ice. Your Honor, I fatted out. I don't recall. There was ice. I think the person applied ice, and you laid it
to his brow. Was she like,
True.
Thank you.
And in the West, people were still gunfighting.
Yeah,
Folks
absolutely.
were fighting each other with guns.
In the 1870s, it would have been the towards the end of the Indian Wars.
Yes.
I mean, the Comanche were still going wild. Like it was,
and there's
still
all these
hanging
American professional soldiers,
Yeah.
who fought in the Civil War, and some of them went west to fight the Indian Wars,
Yeah.
and then some of them said "fuck all this" and just became gunfighters and used this ability they had, which is exactly the same. It's why in Japan, I don't know if you watch Kurosawa movies, like samurai movies. You need to watch some things. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Okay. Fistful of Dollars.
Yes.
Fistful of Dollars is a remake.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of a Japanese movie, a black and white Japanese movie called Yojimbo. This is not like a
Yojimbo?
hidden idea. This is a true
Yeah.
Yojimbo. The Magnificent Seven.
Mhm.
You saw it?
Yes, I used to watch all those fucking.
Okay, so The Magnificent Seven is a remake
Yeah.
of the seven. Don't nod like you know it. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm
The
trying to get
Seven
through the
Samurai.
fucking story. If I'm being honest.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
This is all has to do with the presidents.
All right, we gotta plow through these.
I know.
We're still at
We'll
Hayes, and we're
skip
talking
after-
about
we'll
Japanese
skip.
movies. Matt, it's good to be back.
It's fantastic.
Last
bro.
time I saw you was Notre Dame.
I know.
I
was just thinking about Notre Dame. I mean, bro,
The kick was incredible.
Could have been the big kick. If I made it, that'd have been awesome.
That was like, so when I was on my way there, and I hit up McAfee because I don't know, I want to get the bros on
for sure.
And I was like, the only thing I can think of is Matt coming out. If Matt kicks a field goal, he'll do it. You know what I mean? Like anybody else would be like, fuck no. Like that's like scary.
Dude, I don't know. When you told me,
and Matt just I was like, Matt's gonna do it, and Matt's gonna try his hardest, and there's gonna be there's no pressure. Like he's gonna just be like, I'm gonna do my best.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, I know.
When I was on the flight, I got the text, and I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah,
and I just thought about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna look at that ball and kick it as hard as I can.
Did you know that that's what it was gonna be like?
No,
like in front
I
of
didn't.
touchdown
I didn't
Jesus
know it
with
at all.
thousands of people.
No, I didn't know anything about it.
Millions of people watching.
No clue until I got there, and then you
Yeah.
were like, "Dude, it's like a big show," and I was like, "Right on," and I just stuck to my guns.
I know,
told
I
you,
knew
I
you'd be
told you,
fine.
and I for real, especially the moment of kicking it, I had zero nerves.
I get so nervous on those things.
That's how remorseful I am. But yeah, the
Single tear.
I was
like that
actually
Native
trying to
American.
help him. I'm like, look, you gotta fuck this kid up, who was like actually fucking with him.
Yeah.
And he got in a fight and lost. And
Then he
was
get
like,
his ass kicked.
just fucking ass handed to him, dude. And I was like, oh shit, dude, you got it. But then someone started calling him and leaving threatening voicemails, and the principal called me down and was like, I'm going to expel you. We know it's you. We have you on camera at the payphone. And it was just like, I knew who did it. And I was like,
You didn't rat him out, dude.
nah.
Couldn't
It was a
rat him
kid he
out.
fought on the bus, but yeah.
He was calling him.
He told me, and I was just like,
He's leaving him voicemails?
He was calling. This kid who ended up fighting, because I actually then bullied that kid and was like, oh, that dude won. You fucking lost your pussy.
Sick move.
So I had psyoped that. Really tried to help this kid. I just made his life just worse and worse. Because then I psyoped that kid and it'd be like, yo, you lost, and told everyone, like, yo, you got your fucking ass kicked by like a pretty hard level nerd.
Here's what you are, dude. You're an energy vampire. I just figured this out. I am too, dude. There's a show. You ever see the movie What We Do in the Shadows?
Mm-mm.
Dude, there's a show. It's on FX. It's on Hulu now. It fucking rules. It's hilarious. It's so funny. But there's a dude who's an energy. He's an energy vampire. So the rest of them are like classic vampires. And there's one guy that just looks like a dork from an office. And the way he gets his power is he drains you. So like he'll come in and be like, Dilly, how was your weekend? And people are just like, oh. And then it'll cut back to him and he's like, he's just
motherfucking damn.
I mean, it's been so wonderful to be back.
It's been nice, man.
To see the fellas.
Fuck, man. It was, look, it's a cold, mean world out there, bro.
It is.
It's a cold, mean world. But
now they're back. Now the bros are back.
Bros are back, dude. Morale is fucking soaring.
Morale's at an all-time high.
It is soaring right now.
Now you're back. Now you guys run the mothership. Now that I'm back, you guys get to walk around with your chest held a little higher. You go, do you know who my friend is? He does Bud Light commercials.
But the best part is he'll just start a fight and then sit in the room next door and just be like, yes,
like,
all the negative energy. And I was like, damn, dude, I'm definitely just an energy vampire. Like, just start a fight and leave, and sit there and hear screams and be like, yes.
Well, it was so funny because back then, too, I just wasn't, like, I would start a fight and just ruthlessly crush people, then be like, that was awesome. Like, that was so funny. They freaked out. In my head, there was not a shred of being like, is this okay? It was just kind of like, this is great. I can't believe I got those guys to fight. Dude. But then he started calling this person's house and being like, where's your son?
So he was basically on the CB, like that one dude. Not like, I'm going to fucking cut your head off.
Yo, he was calling and they'd be like, this is blah, 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 his parents. And he'd be like, fuck you fucking pussies. I'm going to kill you. He was saying, like, he was talking shit to, like, this kid's dad, like, ruthlessly from a payphone.
Oh, my God. This kid's awesome.
From the school.
Is he all right? How's he turned out?
He's a rough one, dude.
He has to be rough.
That was the kid who came up to me at the stop hop and told me he was on ecstasy, and I punched him in the stomach.
But we're just talking about, But yeah, that's So yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, dude, when I drop her off to do her daycare, and it's like we have to like give her pretzels in order for her to go in. And I'm like, man, this is definitely setting up some neural pathways that aren't great. To be like, oh, you're feeling overwhelmed? Eat some pretzels. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just munch pretzels. But yeah, she's pumped right now. She's on this new thing where she's Ariel's mom from Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's
she
very
came
nice.
up with it out of nowhere. And she's been hitting me with that every morning.
Yeah, what she said, weren't you just...
Yeah, dude, she woke me up yesterday at Maya woke me up at 5 a.m. Then Chloe at 6. I just never went back to sleep. Chloe woke up, has to pee, take her to the bathroom. She goes, oh, I don't have to pee. And I'm like, you motherfucker. And then I'm like, all right, come to bed with me. No talking, go to sleep. She's like, yeah, for sure. Lays down next to me. Dude, you get like 2 seconds of silence and you're just like, something's coming. And out of nowhere, she's like, yeah, I'm Ariel's mom. And I'm like, dude, shut up and go to bed. Stop. And then like you'll squash that and you'll feel just a hand just be like whap right in your eye. You're just like in the dark. So I'm like, ow, fuck. And she's like, ah. And I'm like, dude, let's get downstairs. I'm done. We're not going to try to fall asleep.
Who'd you get?
It wasn't even, I was never malicious. There was people that like, it was just the reactions were so funny and it was just, you couldn't stop like doing it.
Of course.
That was the kid who punched me in the face before biology. I was just giving him soft touches. You know when you go to give someone a titty twister, but you just soft touch their tits and they're like, I hit him with a soft touch and he did like full, like $80 an hour taekwondo on me. He used nerd karate on me. And he just struck me in the face twice, and I was
He did a combo on you?
He did a combo, dude. Literally low knee punch, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I realized, like, "Oh shit, I think this kid's actually upset." So then I I kind of started like, all right, dude, I'm gonna help you out, but I ended up just getting him in a fight with another kid.
Oh, all right, good. I remember this. Good. That's the sweetest revenge. That's the sweetest revenge.
No, that wasn't my. It was my
You're
mistake.
crying.
I have fucking peppermint in my eye, dude.
Teardrops are falling from your face, dude.
Yeah, a few times. Hey, dude.
That was the first PA.
Nah, true. That was the first
What was the
PA.
other one?
Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be a goofball.
What are you talking about? I didn't goof once.
I had to stare right at that wall when you're talking about beard and stuff like that.
Because some guys can hide that they're actually retarded idiots with like a beard. True. Nowadays you can hide it with a beard. How
True. Works well.
kind of ugly you are.
True, works well.
Not you. You're handsome.
You're hot.
You're a handsome guy. No, you have a nice beard.
I hear you.
You're a handsome guy.
Yeah.
I'm saying some of the listeners can hide behind a beard. You don't. But I don't appreciate some of your behavior this weekend.
I mean, dude.
Junk. Yeah. I mean, do it.
Crack my phone. I chip my tooth. I'm an idiot.
I get it. You're one of those do as I say, not as I do type
No,
guys.
I do as I do.
You cracked your tooth?
Yeah.
What the hell were you doing that? What happened?
I don't know. I think my necklace hit it. And when I tried to move away from something real fast.
You showed your ass.
I didn't show my ass.
You showed your fucking ass.
Out of everyone there, I was okay.
You got drunk and now your teeth are fucked up. You showed your ass.
No, your tooth's fucked up.
I didn't
What's
get
that
drunk.
from?
It's just from wear and tear, bro.
What happened to your tooth?
Grind my teeth, man.
Oh, I never even noticed it.
I got TMJ. Thanks for pointing.
Same here.
Personal
That's a PA.
That's a PA.
That's a PA. Definite PA.
My jaw clicks all the time, too.
Free time makes you think, dude.
It does.
It truly makes you think. But it also, having free time fucking rules so bad.
Free time,
It's crazy, dude.
Free time's pretty sick. Although, too much free time.
You don't realize how sick it is until it gets taken away from you.
Too much free time, though.
Forever.
I just had too much free
True.
time.
True.
Yeah, once we finished filming Tires, and then I was just in Westchester. Nothing to do.
That is true. People don't understand that, man.
That sucks. That like drives you crazy.
The pinging silence of like hours upon hours of personal free time is kind of fucked up.
An empty house, silent, and then like I'll just go across the street and walk along the creek.
That's chill.
It was nice.
That's chill,
but it was also dead silent out there. Then you walk back in your house. It's a giant, silent old fucking house from the 1700s. I'm just standing in there like, fuck. I gotta do stand up.
That gets so disorienting. We're like, what am I going to do?
The sun goes down at fucking 2 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm just standing there in the dark. In a haunted house. The house makes noises. I'm scared now. And it's dark for 10 straight hours. It's dark. I'm awake the whole time it's dark. It's scary. I'm scared for hours.
And it was remote, too.
It was very remote.
It was
and
very
I was very
remote.
scared.
And there's like, I remember I was out there
so
one
many,
night.
bro, I'd go outside. I'd piss outside a lot.
It's awesome.
It was very nice. The stars were out. It was very nice. But there was always a fox screaming.
Yeah.
And then it would get closer and scream closer. You got to fucking hurry your piss up, run inside because I'm not sure it's a fox.
We have a coyote.
An article in the paper about me being a bully.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
pretty
dude.
good. That counts as like top 5 on a list. I got publication, dude. I've only ever gotten negative press, dude. I've only ever gotten
What was the
horrible
article?
press. Well, there was a kid that used to get on our bus, and I used to call him Arthur because he had an Arthur book bag. I was being nice to the fucking
That's actually
kid.
pretty. That's not bad.
I didn't think it was mean, but
Yeah.
I guess the kid was tortured by it, dude. He was tormented by being called Arthur. And one day I had the principal call me to the office and had like a sit down, and like I had to talk to the kid. I think I talked to the kid's parents, and then like the next month in the school newsletter, it was like bullying handled, and they wrote an article about it.
What?
Yeah, dude.
You gotta
It's
get
like
that.
we had an 8th grader who was a real dickhead.
You gotta get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was regrettably, I was a hard bully. I was a super hard bully.
Not regret. No regrets.
Up until
being a bully when you're a kid is fun. I mean, it's
there's
not,
no
like
choice.
it's not like I was hitting kids.
You're kind of born in. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I wasn't
just
hitting-
my friends.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bully the weaker.
No, I was. I had a couple of the Uyghurs, dude. In my I had a
The
couple of
Uyghurs.
I had a couple of the Uyghurs.
I got you.
know?
Yeah.
And I think he went a
did.
little too far.
Mission accomplished.
So he shows up, but I didn't know he was hammered. So we're sitting there, and then Tyreek Hill walks in, and he's standing right next to us, and he has his people with him, but Chris was against the wall. Tyreek Hill's right here. We're in the tunnel at the arena, and I'm standing next to Chris along the wall, and Chris just reaches through Tyreek Hill's people and like grabs his arm. And they turn around like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, he's my friend because I just met him. And I was like, he's good. He's my buddy. And then they walk away. And I was like, Chris, what the fuck was that? And he was like, I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. As soon as he did that, I was like, bro, you're fucking blacked out, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
You know you had a sleeper cell.
He was a full sleeper cell. I had no idea because I wasn't really talking to him. I was about to go on stage. And then I was like, dude, what the fuck you do? You don't just grab people's arms. He's like, fuck.
No, I like it. It smells like cigarettes.
Drewski got in our head. This one smells like cigs too.
No, it's fucking Gardini's car.
Gardini's
That's why.
car.
He's purifying the mics with tobacco, like a Native American shaman, dude. He's blowing tobacco smoke into them.
I'm sorry, I'll clean them.
No, thank you. I like the smell. It's actually kind of nice.
This is the bit I was waiting for. Let's fucking paper straws. Man. No more. We're done. Dude.
No
This
more.
is my last one.
No more. We're gonna go back and put all the plastic rings around the dolphins' necks under Trump. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna get this country.
Did you hear what he said when he was signing it?
What?
He's like, and I think the sharks are gonna be okay as they're eating everything in the ocean. He's like, all right, man.
Guys can hide that they're actually retarded idiots with like a beard. True. Nowadays you can hide it with a beard. How
True. Works well.
kind of ugly you are.
True, works well.
Not you. You're handsome.
You're hot.
You're a handsome guy. Everybody was very soft-spoken and kind and very, not a lot of like, ooh, that you get out of this one. Everybody was very subdued and polite.
Taking it easy.
Just good people, you know.
Mask, clean mask.
Don't fucking look at me like that.
I just didn't appreciate that.
I apologize. You're right. I promised you no personal attacks.
Yeah, you already personal attacked me.
That felt like a
couple
PA.
times. Yeah, dude, but like I grind my teeth down. I
gotta be honest. I'm a bill on this. I chipped a tooth on a glass this past summer. You see mine? Right there?
Dang, we're like kind of the same.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, it's kind of sick, honestly.
It's pretty sick. I don't know how faithful dog girls are.
They love their owners, dude.
All right.
True. I mean,
we'll see.
She might run away. Some dogs run away.
Some dogs get out of the house, dude.
Awfully bad.
Look, don't try to ruin my new relationship.
I'm not trying to ruin anything.
You definitely
are,
saying,
dude. Maybe not in your best interest to carry on like this.
Dog girl. I would give him dog girl. Dog girl, even
Thank
just
you.
being friends too online.
Yeah, we're just goofing online.
Wherever it goes to, it goes to.
And then if it just
be friends
if I
online.
happen to be in LA or wherever, and I said,
What did that fight?
no, I think it was Kev.
Ooh.
What did Kev say?
He saw me taking a picture of you when you were a young boy.
Yeah.
We got to talking.
Okay. Continue.
He just talked about how like the other guys had Victoria's Secret.
Not more horrifically. Both had like fire tornadoes.
Yes.
That just wiped out.
Well, they
it
set
was
the
terrifying.
atmosphere on fire.
Yeah, it's the scariest thing in the world.
It's awful.
It sucked the oxygen out of a city, and there were fire tornadoes.
Yes.
People were melting in the streets.
Yes.
Into the street. The
Like
the
going
pavement,
down the drains.
The pavement melted. So they'd run out of their houses and their feet would get stuck. And then they'd reach down and then just be stuck in the fucking... I mean, it's the worst thing in the world. But you know, they might have had it coming.
But
of course,
like
these are civilians. Of
There's
course.
a joke about two agents run into each other on the street in Hollywood, and one of them's like, "Hey, what have you been up to?" And he goes, "Oh, I produced a special for whatever. Just pick a, Celine Dion or whatever."
Yeah.
He goes, "How'd you like working with her?" And she's like, "Fucking cunt, fucking worthless, fucking spoiled brat, fucking drunk, fucking drug-addled cunt. I hope she fucking dies." And the other guy goes, "She's my niece." And the guy goes, "Let me finish." It's an old joke. Cut it out of the thing.
No,
But anyway,
that's a good joke.
So